Hello, how are you? Um, my name's Leroy. I'm 24, and I don't know why I'm doing this because honestly, I have nothing better to do. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, so actually, I'm 24 years old, and my name is Leroy Taliad, and I have decided. Well, the cool thing nowadays is a podcast. So I'm gonna start a podcast. Because I mean, why not? Maybe it goes somewhere. Maybe you can help some people. Maybe you can share some people's lives, and it's always the funniest. I sometimes feel like the people that seem to be the most lost always want to help the most people. I don't know what the hell you're trying to help them with, but anyway. Um, so yeah, it's I get jealous. I honestly get jealous a lot of the times with people who have like a clear cut out story, in their lives. Someone who really knows what they want from life. um I've got a friend like that. I went to the army with him. We'll still get to that part. And he was just like, he had it all figured out, man. He was born in Brazil, and then he went to Germany. And anyway, the point is that he just knew. He came to the army. After the army, he said he was going to go study. He knew what he was going to go study. He studied, and now he's studying, and I'm nowhere there. I'm nowhere near there. I'm drinking some coffee. So if anyone else is joining me for a coffee, have a good coffee day. And I guess this is kind of what the whole episode or idea of this episode is going to come back to, is purpose, and what our purpose is. Because you know I'm a 24, almost 25-year-old man at this stage, although I still feel like a child sometimes. And at the moment, I am sitting in Thailand, which most of you would say, oh man, come on, that's not such a bad thing. And I would agree with you, that is not such a bad thing. Life overall is pretty mundane, unless if you do something like this. And so, now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, well, which way, Leroy? Which way from here? I don't want to party, that's for sure. I've tried that over here. Um, I don't want to become some yogi master kind of thing, ultimate meditator kind of thing, because I like people too, and and then I've thought, well, maybe become a fighter. I mean, you're pretty fit. You're pretty good at fighting people. Yeah, I've tried it here and there. I've dabbled in the fighting industry, but it keeps on coming back. And um, purpose is a very, very difficult thing to figure out. We have these expectations that have been put on us by not only society, but by our parents, and how our parents' society actually, morphed them into what they are today. And we don't always understand that. We don't always see the influence that has on us, because it's very subconscious. It's a very subtle thing. You as a person don't, for example, know what you want to do at this stage, but your parents tell you, yeah, you should study. Of course you should study. It's like, well, what a question. And it's like, well, should you? Should you go put yourself into debt for something that you may not even use your whole life? Should you go waste your time on something that you do not even enjoy, and then after that may not even use? It's kind of like, well, is this the best option for me? Is this really what I should do? And then your crazy a cousin or uncle is like, yeah, man, just take this drug, take this psychedelic, and it'll open doors for you, man. And not that I don't believe certain psychedelics or certain substances couldn't help, but it's like, is that the answer to life? Is that the answer to a happier life? Well, I don't know. And that brings me back to the start of everything. You when you're 13 years old as a young man, right, you start to look around, you start to notice women, you start to notice yourself changing. and all of a sudden you have a boner for no reason, and all of a sudden this teacher looks like, she's like, damn, never really noticed that Miss Palm had breasts, and it's weird. But anyway, we go forward, and then each of us goes on our own path. There's the one friend that goes and parties hard, and to an extent, we all want to have that phase in our life as well, where we go party a lot, although some people never ever leave it. Then you have the guy with the chip on his shoulder, and he's like, well, I'll show you people. You get the clever guy, the nerd, which is probably going to be a nerd his whole life. You get, the sporty guys, which are pretty cool, may not be cool in a couple of years, and then they're going to relive their glory days. Anyway, that's not the point. Personally, I kind of always felt like I grew up with a bit of a chip on my shoulder. I thought that I was, in a way, a little bit better than everyone else. And, I knew I wanted to work harder towards something, and become a non-conformist, not to conform what everyone else was doing. And so, I started on my self-improvement journey from a young age, and at first it was very basic, like in order for girls to like me, in order for other guys, to think that I'm cool, right? Meanwhile, we don't really know that means, well, you want status, because that's actually what it means. Is that we human beings, we want status. We want to show off our status. That's what a beautiful car is, Beautiful car shows that, man, this guy is successful in whatever he's doing. And today, money is that. It's success, it's status. That's what we bind everything to. It's no longer about how good of a person we are, but rather the material possessions that we are able to show others. We don't even offer it to them. We just have to show it to them, and they immediately put us in some place. Anyway, becoming that person, that you want to be. You start on this self-help journey, and you're listening to all of the podcasts. You've read all of the books. You've listened to Jordan Peterson 29,004 times. And each time, you're listening to the stuff, and it's motivating you from the start to not tell lies and make up your bed and, go out and train and become strong body, strong mind. And something is still missing. And you listen to Chris Williamson, and you listen to The Diary of a CEO, and you listen to Joe Rogan, and David Goggins tells you that you're a fucking pussy, and then you want to get up and you want to go run, and it's just, well, how am I supposed to do this? Where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to turn to? And then you ask your parents, and then your parents tell you what they think, and they give you their opinion. And then you start meditating, because maybe you'll find the right answers there, and you do more things in solitude, and you appreciate the smaller moments, because you're just trying to find the happiness that there is in life at the moment. And I think that's one of the very beautiful things, is that we actually are able to find a lot of beautiful and happiness in small places and small things if we choose to pay attention to them. And I like that. I really like that. I think that we have a lot more going on for us than we think. And me being born where I was born and going where I went, I was born in South Africa. I went to Israel. Yes, I am Jewish. So just because of that, being able to have a really good higher Western education already means that you're in a lot better position than 90% of the world. And just that is like, wow, okay. You don't really have much to complain about, but we always want more. Our society has taught us that we should want more all the time. So my point, coming back again, is we've gone through the self-improvement journey, and we've done podcasts, and we've done all kinds of books, and we've read Atomic Habits, and we've read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, listened to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, and we still carry on, and we watch all of these CEOs, and we follow all of their all of their I don't know, habits, I guess. And then you get someone like an Alex Hormozy that's like, fuck the habits, just do whatever you can. And it's like, well, what is the right way here? What is the right direction? And I think as humans beings, we like the fact that um, these things are controllable. We like no, excuse me. Let me rephrase. We like to think that these things are controllable. We like to think that success actually isn't just pretty random sometimes. And it's why conspiracy theories work. Conspiracy theories work because it allows us to give more control to the world. It allows us to give reason to anything and everything that's happening in the world. And it allows us to not just accept that maybe the world is a lot more random than we think it is, you know? And it's just very difficult because, the whole idea of success and what it is has been skewed in such a way that we don't even know what that even entails. What is success if you have no one to celebrate success with? So it's not materialism, clearly, yet we value materialism over everything. But on the other hand, you can't have nothing. I mean, this is a material building. Of course I took a building with aircon in because yes, I want to sleep and I want to enjoy my time, and being in the Thai heat isn't a great time, you know what I mean? So we want at least a level of materialism. And the question is, well, how far do we need to take that? How hard do we need to work for that? And then, you don't really know what to do or where to go. And then the more you ask yourself, well, what is it that I want? What is it that makes me happy? And it's very difficult to answer because you don't know which parts of you have been skewed by society and which opinions of yours is made by society and not by yourself. And that's what I've been struggling with lately. And, just coming back to my original story, you start as this 13-year-old boy and, you're going this way and that way and you don't really know, and, you start to gym because you want the girls to like you, and, you start understanding that, okay, so it doesn't matter if you're just some big monkey, man, but you have no personality. That doesn't work either. I mean, if there's anything that sucks, it's a person without personality, right? Just robot. If that's your personality, people don't usually like you. So, you got to work on that too. It's like, man, this game is quite difficult. This whole self-improvement thing. It's not just one or two things. It has a couple of aspects to it. And I think if it was easy, obviously everyone would do it. And then you come to a point where, you have to start making your own decisions. And, mom and dad don't have as much as a say. And I think that's the part that we need to watch out for, because at the end of the day, we do want to make decisions based off of what we want. And a lot of the times, we're not making decisions off of what we want. We're making decisions off of what other people want for us, which a lot of times is what your parents want for you, or it's what your friends want for you, or whatever. And you might say, well, I don't care. I don't care about what my parents want. I don't care about what my friends are doing. And it's like, well, maybe. But look back, it's like you're sitting there, okay, and then your parents tell you, well, you should go study. That is the right thing to do. It's like, well, do you know for a fact that is what you want for me, or do you want this for me because this is what your friends' kids all are doing, or this is what your family's kids all are doing? Our family, obviously. Because if all of your cousins have gone to universities and they have an honors degree in something, obviously your parents are going to pretty much want that you have that as well. Status, we want to show that we're just so much better than someone else. And that's where I am at this stage in my life, because, I don't know exactly where to go or what my purpose is at this stage. I've asked myself so many questions and so many times I just come up with nothing. Maybe I want to become a doctor in psychology. Maybe I want to help people in something. Maybe I should just become a welder. Maybe I should try YouTube. Maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try that. And it's very difficult, man. It's extremely difficult to know to which direction or what we need to do. Because on the one hand, we want to be non-conformists. We don't want to conform with society at large, because that usually means that you're not very happy during your life. Apparently, there's a statistic that says that most men, by the time that they're 40, is fat, divorced, and is in debt, something like $1,000 in the bank. So clearly, the way things are going isn't set up for us to exactly succeed. Obviously, a big part of that has to do with how you take it and how you do it. But it depends a lot off of us, and listening to society or listening to yourself, it's somewhere in between, I guess, because at the end of the day, we need money to survive, and we need material possessions in order to live a comfortable lifestyle. But we gotta remember that's not a one size fits all kind of thing. In order to be a good man doesn't mean you need to be alpha male or dominate your woman. Sometimes it means listening to, or being silly too, or just, loving her and loving yourself, for who and what you are. And realizing, man, hey, maybe I'm enough. It's not so bad after all. The end thing that I just want to discuss here is the whole topic of purpose, because it's come up, a bunch of times now, and I think the conclusion that I have come to when it comes to purpose is that we need purpose in order to do anything, to feel satisfied with our lives. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know what my purpose is at this stage, and therefore I don't know which direction I'm going in. I am sitting in Thailand and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a job, and I'm just letting it go day by day, and I don't know where to go from here, and the moment we know what our purpose is, it gives you a direct path to what and who you want to be. And if that's going to study, and if that's going to be an honorary or doctor in something, more power to you, man. I really, really just hope that it's like that's actually what you want to do, but I think there's a lot of people that struggle more with the whole thing of, well, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be? I don't even know when I'm being my authentic self. It's very difficult. But if you have a very clear cut out path for you, which is the place where you want to go, then it's a lot more difficult for other things to distract you. I'll give you an example. If you clearly know that you want to become a fighter, okay, and that in a month you have a fight, you understand that, well, I can't go drinking every weekend because that's going to ruin my training and my fight camp. So that's not a very good idea either. But on the other side, it's like, if I'm just going on this deadbeat kind of thing, I'm just going to maybe get a job, maybe do this, maybe do that, maybe go travel a bit, which I also think is good, because we need to experience the different things in life to understand what we actually want. And if we're not going to take any chances, then we're just kind of falling around. We're not even on a path, because the one time I'm doing this, and the other time I'm doing that, and this time I'm just letting go because, what am I actually doing? It's a problem. We got to figure out what we actually want and where we want to go in life. Yeah, it's a lot more difficult than I think we realize. So yeah, man, purpose. I wish we could know what that actually means, and what. Sometimes I wish there could just be something more clear cut for us, because, a couple of years ago, 100 years ago, if you would have been born on a farm village somewhere, I don't know where, you would have known what your life was, what was waiting for you in your life. You wouldn't have had all of this choice. And so the choice paralysis thing is real, because we have so many choices. We know that if we choose one thing, then we can't go back to the other, and it's difficult. It's not easy to decide, just, okay, this is what I want to do. And yeah. So I think the purpose of this video is, because now I have a purpose to make a video. So the purpose, I think, of this video is to tell all of you, anyone basically, that it's okay to be lost, and it's okay not to know where you're going, because I don't think that you're the only one, and I hope that I'm not the only one. Because sometimes it could feel a bit hopeless, like, what is all of this for? Why are we doing what we're doing? And I just want to tell you, whoever's watching, that I'm sure we'll figure it out. I hope we figure it out. There's no point in being super sad or super nihilistic about it, because otherwise, what's the point? What's the hope for the future? We should strive to be better people. We should strive to be better human beings. See how we treat the people around us, and not only value ourselves by the material possessions that we have. Hey man, it's my second time in Thailand. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. But I know working a normal 9-to-5 job is gonna fucking kill me faster than not knowing what I'm doing every day. So hey man, we'll try anything at this stage. And you should do it too, man. If you're not sure what your purpose is, don't stay in the same place doing the same thing. Go out there and test yourself, Try something new, do something else, because you're only young once. And even if you're not that young, even if you're just like doing your own thing, just try something, go out, experience it, man. I think we make up a lot more stories in our head about why we don't do things than why we actually can. Because 90% of the time we can, we're just telling ourselves that we can't, because this is waiting for us, and that is waiting for us, and I can't let mom down, and I can't let dad down, and I can't let that guy that used to be in school with me know that he's got a better car than me. It's bullshit. At the end of the day, you are all you've got, and you've got to be happy with you. So make sure that you are. Take a chance. Get out there. And go travel the world, I guess. I think even if you go home with zero in the bank, you're still winning. You've made memories, you've learned something. Even if you have to go crawl back to mom and dad on your knees, hey man, you've tried something and you failed. You didn't lose, you learned, Very generic, motivational speech that I'm giving right now. But yeah, again, this is for everyone that doesn't have a purpose, that doesn't know where they want to go, how they want to do. It's difficult, truly difficult. This stage, I'm considering a couple of things. We want to be in Thailand. Nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to end the video here. The podcast, sorry, this is a podcast, but I'm going to upload it onto YouTube as well, don't worry. you can watch the full video. Anyway, this has been Lee. Go climb a tree and choose the hard ride over the easy wrong. Thank you guys.